We are a statewide organization, but here locally, we are the Northwest region. We have been here since 1990. We primarily operate 2 youth crisis shelters, one here in Pensacola, the Currie House, one in Crestview, the Hope House. And then we do offer additional counseling services and group services, all focused on at-risk youth and their families. So in our shelters, we serve on average between 2 and 250 kids a year between our 2 shelters. We do serve an additional 200 or so in our community counseling services in our SNAP program, which is our group counseling program. So all told, attached here at Currie House, we do serve between 400 and 600 children a year in our various programming. Our shelter serves 10 to 17-year-olds, both male and female, and we have 12 beds. So at any given time, we can have 12 youth in our shelter. We are considered emergency or crisis shelters, so typically our youth are here under 35 days. Our goal is to bring them in, get them safe, get them stable, identify their parent or guardian if that wasn't the person that brought them in. We try to triage what the family and the youth's needs are, get some counseling in place, and get them back home in school, in their community, with their family where they belong, with aftercare and counseling in place. 35 years old is how old our shelter is. If we need to update furniture, or we need to get fresh paint, or we need to invest in activities for the kids, those are all expenses that we have to find a way to cover through community support, through fundraising, or just generosity.
Things that we need in shelter are like hygiene things like that. We need things for games, activities, crafts, but beyond that obvious donation or things like that, volunteers. We really could use volunteers, and not just coming into the shelter to paint, but volunteers can come in and do activities with the kids. They could teach them things, life skills, because that's something that we offer these kids is life skills. Offering to take them to a location and teach them something, like a chef is going to take the kids to teach them how to cook something.
Oh, wow.
Taking them to the firehouse and teaching them about that. Taking them to a garage and teaching them how to change a flat tire. So volunteers can help us with things like that. And if we can't go to the location, people can come into the shelter and teach the kids things. Like we had someone come and teach them knitting. I saw so many kids knitting, boys and girls. I was shocked, and they were just really getting into it. So exposing them to things that they wouldn't normally get the opportunity to do. And you'd be surprised. Taking them to a restaurant to eat, giving them an allotted amount of money to learn how to order in their budget and to give tip and how to do the tip and things like that. These are things these kids have never done before. Donating things like tickets to go places. Like they took them to a baseball game last summer. That was amazing. They got to go see the team. Took them on a fishing excursion, a deep sea fishing excursion, by the way.
Florida Fish and Wildlife did it. We were not unaccompanied.
Florida Fish and Wildlife basically take a group of kids and they take them out on the water. All the kids got to go on this fishing trip and they were ecstatic. It was just an experience they've never had before. But that's where volunteers can really come in and help us. In the shelter, of course, things are needed. Volunteers to help us organize donations. We have a donation closet that just gets overwhelming, and someone that can help with that on a weekly basis. And of course, the things like painting the shelter, or doing minor repairs, or just making it fun for the kids. So getting volunteers in the door to really have a hands-on experience with these kids is very, very important for us.
Many of our kids are also from great families that are just struggling with death or loss or divorce or substance use or mental health. These are real things that touch all of our lives, but they're happening to young people who don't know how to cope with those things. And so we see what happens when you have very young people going through things they don't know how to manage. And so sometimes when they come in here, it's easy. I think our kids can feel like they are being put away or they're in trouble. And really what the investment in the time with them, the activities with them, shows them. And it's that message that they need to hear so often, that they are worthwhile, they are worth investing in, they are seen, they are not being put out of the community's mind, that our community cares about them, cares about their future, cares about what happens to them. And that's a message that is received. You can see it happen with them. We had a local barber last week donate a haircut to one of our young men. And in the last 6 days since that haircut, he literally stands up taller. He had smiled when I walked in the shelter, excited, and actually waved and smiled. It has changed how this young man is carrying himself. And those are the things. That barber came and just did his thing. It was nothing out of his day, but it has altered how that young man interacts, how he sees himself. And I think that's the big thing. It's not just the experience, it's knowing that they are seen, they are thought of, they belong in our community, and it helps them want to be upstanding, committed community members when they see that. You know, we speak a lot about the impact. I tell my team all the time, you never know when this conversation is the conversation that changes things for that child, or this haircut is the thing that makes this young person feel valuable and seen. And these services in this community are unique. We're the only ones in the community that have a youth crisis shelter. We're the only ones that have this, you know, prevention, short term. We don't carry wait lists for our community counseling. If a child between 6 and 17 needs counseling, we can see them within the week. No out of pocket. Parents don't have to worry about it. It's there. And I tell people all the time, this is real. This is tangible. It makes an impact. 25 years ago, a guidance counselor at Tate High School met a young girl that was struggling, that was starting to have challenges, was starting to deal with depression and starting to deal with family dynamics and changes and losses that she did not know what to do with. And it was evident that she did not know what to do. And that guidance counselor, I'll always shout out Miss Weber at Tate High School, gave my mother Lutheran Services information to bring me. She was a single mom. She was working really hard, but at the time, no insurance, couldn't afford counseling. And she said, what do I do? And that angel of a guidance counselor said, I've got somewhere you can go. And that literally changed the trajectory of my life personally, introduced me, not just gave me a counselor and someone to talk to, which was invaluable, but introduced me to this work and introduced me to the ability to help others. And you know, now here I am literally back in the building of the same place that helped me when I was a struggling 15-year-old. And each and every one of those kids, that's how we look at. This is a child that has a future, that has potential, that someone somewhere has decided they're having problems, but we can help be their solution, and we can help shape, and everyone who's willing to walk alongside us is participating in how we shape just this one child in front of us, this one young person in front of us. And I've had the privilege in these last 15 years to work with probably 700 children in the course of my career, where I could hopefully be their Miss Sonia. That was my saving grace when I was 15. Now I get to be someone's Miss Jamilyn. And we hope that our community, if you're not already aware, not already involved, want to come walk beside these youth. Whether it is a cash donation, please hear me, they're valuable. Unrestricted funds are something we rarely get that we can use when we need, as we need it. But the time, the pouring into our kids, again, that subtle message that there's a hope, there's a future, there's something just for you, and there are people that want to see you get there.